Oh boy, that's some bright light. Let me kill that. All right, hope that's a little better. How you all doing? Trying to get this so it doesn't look too silly. All right, I know the color is not going to be fantastic. This is my phone, and it's probably going to bounce all over. I apologize in advance, but I thought this was important enough to do something immediately because I've been getting a lot of questions on this, and I've been doing a lot of digging. So, just like the title says, did Nancy Pelosi cram anti-gun language into the Phase 4 stimulus bill? I know the National Association of Gun Rights came out with something on, I believe it was Thursday, saying that she had was contemplating putting some language from HR 5717, which is probably the biggest anti-gun bill that we've ever seen in our time. If you haven't seen it, I've done three videos, I think, on 5717 and the sister bill S3254. So check that out. And excuse me if I jump back and forth. There's no notes. There's no nothing here. It's just off the cuff. So I've been working on it all weekend. I started Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They didn't want to talk to me because it was Easter, but I did just get off the phone with some people, and I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they are definitely in the know, and one of them is in Washington D.C. So Nancy Pelosi is, at the moment, there is no anti-gun language that has been submitted. Zero. However, she is contemplating it. There are certain anti-gun people in her chamber that would love for her to put in specifically red flag legislation into this stimulus package. So there's a couple things. There's a lot of moving parts right now. As of right now, nothing's been done because she's contemplating it. So we really can't tell what's in her mind. But we know she would jump at the opportunity to screw us all in a heartbeat. So the information I have, and I'm not jumping on any other knowledge that somebody else obtained differently, just the way I got it from the people that I trust dearly because they work there. They're aware that the opportunity is there. They're poised to do something should it happen. And specifically, if you have a Republican or even a pro-gun senator or even a House member, now is the time to start bending the ear, okay? If Pelosi, and I'll tell you the bill that she's actually thinking about putting in that would cause a problem for us. If she actually does put this in the bill, we absolutely need the Republicans or the pro-gun folks to jump in and maybe be a little bit proactive here. Instead of always being reactive and saying, oh, what are we supposed to do? We got to get the money out. And it looks like my camera is horrible, so I apologize. It's my cell phone, and there's probably a thumbprint on there. My bad. So start calling your Republicans in the Senate and in the House, and tell them that it's time to prepare, not to jam it in at the moment, because we don't want to come off like the buttholes either. Okay, prepare some pro-gun legislation. If we really want to kill it, we've had a bill in our pocket for a while. In fact, I did the Gun Owners of America, when you had Eric Pratt on, he actually said this. This was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago when he was on. The National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Bill of 2019, that is still in the House, and he said that they were going to hold that there to basically kill anything if it came down that was super anti-gun. And I'll admit it, when I was talking to him live, I was like, really, dude? Like, why don't we push it through now, knowing we didn't have the votes? But the guy's a genius. And the person I talked to wasn't even GOA, okay? So that is there to be inserted should we need it, to basically kill whatever Pelosi's coming up with. So what she specifically is contemplating putting into the stimulus bill is going to cause a lot of flack if it happens, because they're asking, her allies are asking her to specifically fund the Violence Against Women Act. And I believe off the top of my head, it's HR 1585. I don't know off the top of my head. I've done a couple of videos on it. You can just, on my channel in the videos, just search Violence Against Women Act. It's a bill that every 5 years it comes up to be renewed, and it's always been renewed without any issues, always. And it's actually the original author of this bill was Joe Biden. So of course they're going to want to insert Joe Biden's bill into the stimulus package the closer it gets to the election, seeing as Joe Biden is now going to be their lone wolf candidate because Bernie's gone. And in this Violence Against Women Act, if you recall my videos, there is specific language related to red flag. So there is red flag language in that bill. If she adds that bill in whole, it's a national red flag law, okay, if it's approved. My hope is that she doesn't. My hope is that she's not smart enough to figure that out, but I know her handlers are. And that is what people are watching right now. I'd say we, but they're way, way above me. But that's what we got our eyes on right now, is Nancy Pelosi brazen enough to put in the Violence Against Women Act? And it's going to cause us a stink, okay, because before she stuffed it with gun control, it was something that was always renewed and never ever had any speed bumps in either chamber, just pushed right through. But this year, well, it was actually last year when they submitted it, it was different, and specifically with red flag. And that's why it was people in the Senate were saying it's dead upon arrival, and it hasn't had any movement. So that is what she right now is contemplating, the Violence Against Women Act, and putting that into, or at least the full funding for that bill into the stimulus package phase 4. Now, I've had a lot of people reach out to me and email and DM and tweet and all the other stuff of why I haven't said anything about this yet, when a couple other channels and even different avenues, news media, have as well. It was because I needed to specifically know what she was going to do so that I could guide my viewers in the right way. And now I know specifically what she's doing, and it's the Violence Against Women Act. So I don't know how long. We've been 7 minutes. I'm not going to keep you much longer because I'm going to ask you to take action. All right? Call your senators, call your congressmen and women, and tell them to be on the offensive if Nancy Pelosi puts in the national red flag. Well, don't even have to say that. If she wants to fully fund the Violence Against Women Act, we absolutely have to add something in that bill on our side that's pro-gun, because that the House being, majority of it being the anti-gun liberals right now, there is absolutely no way they would even consider going for concealed carry reciprocity. No chance in hell. So just like Eric Pratt from GOA said months ago here on the show, it's going to work. So that is a way to kill anything she puts in. Now, will our congressmen and women and will our senators have the stones to do that? Remains to be seen. Depends on how much pressure we can put on them and how much pressure they get on themselves from inside Capitol Hill. But I do know that letters were just sent to each individual senator from the GOA. They've already gone on the attack on this one too, and I'm sure other agencies are, but I just haven't physically seen anything at the moment. So, guys and gals, it's serious. If she puts that in there, and our Republicans or our pro-2A folks that are in our leadership, they do nothing, then that's a serious issue for us. We could be staring at something we don't want nationally. And that's coming from a state that has it. And we have a red flag here, and I'm telling you, you don't want it, because it is the most anti-Second Amendment thing ever, and it just goes right around due process. If you're new to the channel, there's a whole playlist I have on red flag videos. Watch it, and you'll be very familiar on what it is. So that is what is going on relating to Nancy Pelosi and her anti-gun thought process for the stimulus bill phase 4. Okay, as of right now, nothing has been submitted. What she's physically thinking of, God only knows. There's no way for me to get into that alcohol-preserved brain, but I'm sure she'll do something, because that she wouldn't be Nancy Pelosi if she didn't. But let me see if I can. I'm on my phone, so the chat section is about that big. Let me see. I'm going to first thank everybody here. Thank you for your time. Looks like we have 1,000 people, 1,100 people on. All right, let me do this one. SoCal Unrated. It says, don't trust this two-faced cop. Kiss my ass, you coward. Because I'm out here on the front lines while you're sitting there on fucking your keyboard acting like a badass. So piss off. Next. Sorry, I usually don't do that, but it is what it is. I'm doing more than you are. All right. Yeah, if you guys could hit that thumbs up button, believe me when I mean, it might sound like the YouTubers, like the pro gun YouTubers, are begging for help, but if you don't thumbs up our videos right now, I've seen a difference in the last 5 days. Like, they're really suppressing everything. So if you could help, not just me, any other pro gun YouTuber, hit that thumbs up button and share it. It will really go a long way. It says cutting in and out. I'm sorry. Everybody isn't in the house is doing the homework, so they're probably on, or they're all watching YouTube right now because Dad's on. All right. I also want to tell you why I got you. I do have a video that's going to be going live shortly about Hawaii. We need to pay attention to what's going on in Hawaii because it is a testing ground, because they're secluded in the middle of the Pacific where nobody's paying attention really. And what they did this past weekend is insane. And what they're considering doing for the rest of the month should have the citizens there ready to pop off, and should have the rest of the country really paying attention. So that's it, guys. It's 11 minutes. I won't keep you much longer because I know you got stuff to do and it's dinner time. So I'm going to go down and be your dad for a little bit. But just know that that's what she's going to probably do, is that Violence Against Women Act. And if that goes through, we need to have something to counteract that, because if that goes through, it's a national red flag. So if you want to check on that, I have a video on it. I don't have the ability to link it right now. But if you're watching this after it's live, I'll put it in the description below. All right, guys, take care. Be safe. Stay vigilant. Have a great one. And I hope you are all happy and safe. Until the next one, thank you for your time.